All right, and welcome everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. We come to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, excuse me, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of cool. And finally, it's for us, it's just the return. Period. We're finally back on the stage or here on the radio. So I'm very excited about this because we've been off for it's been 2 weeks now. Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks, and I want to apologize once again, everybody. The big reason why we've been off is we've been just trying to get our schedule right, and I've just been racked with all kinds of stuff that I've been working on in the last number of weeks. So, and I'm working on, and this is Black History Month too. So Black History Month is here, and I'm working on a what we should call this. It's a presentation by. We'll talk about it a little bit more as we do the show, but we're working on a Black History Month presentation for a local pastor, and he's going to be doing Black history. So it's going to be about Black history, Black culture, that kind of stuff. And me being black, it so happens that that's the way it is. So, um, but we're here right now. So we're going to try to be here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Excuse me. Get a little frog in my throat. Let me clear my throat just real quick. I'm gonna do this really hard. Here we go. Okay, we're back. We're gonna try to really be very religious about this. Be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and try to get the show on. But our new time will be 4 o'clock because that seems like that's the time that we're able to make it here. And so we hope that you're able to make it with us. We're going to talk a little bit about some crazy stuff that went on. If you were here this weekend, you know that we did have the Pro Bowl here. It's the new and improved Pro Bowl. I know I'm being facetious about this. If you could see me during the podcast, you would know I'm being very facetious. It's the new and improved Pro Bowl flag football thing, whatever you want to call it. Played over at Allegiant Stadium. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about UNLV. We're going to talk about the Vegas Golden Knights, the excuse me, the Aviators, Aces, and of course all things Las Vegas because there's so much going on here in the Valley that we're very excited about. Oh, and we're going to talk a little bit about Black history because it's Black History Month right now for the whole month of February. And there's some things that you really want to hear about. So let's get with our first article today. Excuse me. Remember, we were actually on Thursday or Friday of last week, and there was a health outbreak at one of the local schools, and it's a Tanaka Elementary School. And they had they closed, they shut down the school. There was some kind of, I think about 130 kids got sick. Yeah, it's a lot of kids. So about 130 kids got sick. They had some, what they call it, a gastrointestinal outbreak, which means they had tummy aches. They just didn't feel good. Excuse me. And and they found out what it was. They found out what the root cause of it was, and it's called it's it's a norovirus, and the norovirus is very contagious. So when that broke out, they shut everything down. And it says it's caused by consuming food or water that has been contaminated. So something happened. People weren't washing their hands. And it spread from person to person to person. And I guess this is bad juju. It's just not good. And so, but they did find out what was going on with that outbreak, which is just crazy. Um, in other news, folks, there was this guy. Oh gosh, this is bad. Should we even go to this story? Yeah, we're going to do it because it has something to do with Vegas. If it has something to do with Vegas, we're going to talk about it, and then we'll go back to some of the more lighthearted things a little later. Um, Many of you have heard of the movie called Dancing with Wolves. And that was Kevin Costner, and remember he was the Civil War guy, you know, and he was going there on the reservation to try to steal their women's. I know. And so one of the guys who played in Dancing with Wolves, his name is Nathan Chasing Horse. Nathan Chasing Horse. Well, Nathan was doing more than chasing horse. For a couple of decades, the guy was sexually abusing, or I shouldn't say that. He is alleged to be chasing young girls on the reservation for the last couple of decades. He's on trial right now. Yeah. Here's the story. Nathan Chasing Horse, who appeared in the film Dances with Wolves, was back in court Monday as he faced multiple sex abuse charges in North Las Vegas. Gosh. Bail hearing was originally set for Monday, but Chasing Horse was only arraigned in court as it goes on. It says, now here's it is. He's a 46-year-old guy. He appeared and he was arrested last week in North Las Vegas and is in the center of an investigation into a cult ring. Oh my God. I know I keep reading this article and I'm going, oh, this is getting worse and worse and worse. Investigators said he allegedly abused Native American girls for over 2 decades. 2 decades, folks. Is that crazy? He faces charges of sexual assault of an adult, child sex trafficking, and child abuse. Good night, Irene. I thought the guy was an actor. I mean, I thought actors didn't do that kind of stuff. I thought they were, they had other things to do, like memorizing scripts. Gosh. This guy's, he's gonna... See, here's the thing about guys that like this that go to prison. If they go to jail, it's no good. This is no bueno. No bueno. So we'll keep an eye on this because this is going to be a really bad deal here for this guy, and we hope justice is there. Evidently, in his arraignment today, it's quite a few people there. Those for him, really, and those against him, yeah, and so he had people who were on his side. Maybe they had, they were like, Jeffrey Dahmer or, I don't know, was it Charles Manson? Charles Manson had people that loved him too. I hate to say it that way, folks. He's not even, I should say this. The guy is innocent until proven guilty. But right now, this is no bueno. This is a no bueno moment. I just can see it. It's bad. Oh, okay. Before we take our first break, many of you know that there are publications out there, black-owned publications. Well, one of the publications that's here in Las Vegas, they've been here for like the last 15 years. And we want to acknowledge them. It's called the Las Vegas Black Image Magazine. And they've showcased the life of black people in and around Las Vegas. And I think Charles Theroux owned this. Kimberly Bailey Theroux and so I think her husband's name. I remember her husband. What's his name? I think it's Charles. They're actually Facebook friends of mine. And so we keep up with people like this just because we here at Livin in Vegas magazine are another black-owned publication here in Las Vegas. We don't specifically focus in on black people, but we are a black-owned publication. We do have a primarily black-focused magazine. It's called Black Success Magazine. And we've done that an interesting thing about this, I started that magazine in 2000. I'm going to say, I'm going to have to double check. The thing I found very interesting about that magazine, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later in the broadcast, is when I was looking for a name of a magazine, I was thinking Success Magazine, but that one's already taken. So I said, hey, let's take a look at Black Success and see if it's there. Guess what? Only 2 words that were not found in a Google search. Black and success together. No, it's not there. I know. It's so scary. It is so scary. Anyways, let's take a break, folks. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin Vegas podcast. We'll be back with more cool stuff, folks. Stick around with us. We'll be back. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising at livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That was very strange. So one of my normal commercial came on, and there was no video for it. And you know what? I didn't mind it at all. I didn't mind it at all. No. Because now I have a beard and stuff like that, and the other one doesn't have my mustache and my beard on me. So, that's fine. Black Image Magazine, been around for about 15 years. Is one of the only black-owned publications in our city. Okay, that's fine, because I do own one. There's actually been several black-owned publications in Las Vegas. Kimberly and I think it's Charles. Once again, I think it is Charles. Excuse me. Thoreau. They've been around for about 15 years, and they've been consistent. I'm very excited about them. They're doing a great job. So if you get a chance, check them out. They're on, I think they come out a couple of times a year. And they've been doing such a great job, and so we want to make sure that they get their due. But also, we definitely want to let you know about Livin in Vegas magazine. And so we're going to be coming out with our publication here pretty soon. Very excited about it. Finally got my schedule right so that I can oversee all that kind of cool stuff. So very excited about that also. Let's take a real quick break. From the articles here. Many of you are here in town this weekend for the Pro Bowl. Sorry, I almost forgot what it was. The Pro Bowl. And the difference between the NFC against the AFC, and I'll be the spoiler. NFC won. I think they won 35-37 or something like that. It was pretty close. I didn't get to watch the game at all. I was busy all day long, and the game came on, I think probably 12 o'clock-ish or something like that. It was probably about 3 o'clock when I got home, just to catch the last end of it. The Manning brothers were the coaches, and from everybody who I interviewed to speak about the game, everybody was really disappointed. I hate to say that. Everybody was just disappointed. The reason why is because, one, the price of tickets at Allegiant, I think cheap seats were $275-ish, something like that. Plus and that's way off in the the south end of the stadium, that kind of stuff, way up in the nosebleed section. But the reason why is because of the format of the game. It was not tackle. It was not full contact. It was not partial contact. It was flag football. And it was flag football, light flag football. So what does that mean? That means nobody touched anybody. Come on. Really, these guys have played an entire season. They're not going to get hurt for a Pro Bowl. It's not like the old days when men were men. It just doesn't happen that way anymore. And to tell you the truth, based upon what people told me and their experience of the game, it lived up to its billing. So here's what I thought was going to happen. You'd have some, big guys who were playing maybe 5-on-5, 7-on-7, something like that. And that's exactly what it was. And they played around. Here's the thing about it, guys. And when you're playing, it's entertainment, for one. Okay, football is not a blood sport. It's a very aggressive sport. Yes, it is. But it is not a blood sport. It's not like, we're not talking about Rome and the Colosseum and stuff like that. We're talking about a bunch of really high-level athletes who, at the end of a season, want to just have fun. They played their butts off all year long. Some of them got torn ACLs, MCLs, that kind of that got cut from their teams. That's right. Derek Carr from the Raiders was an all-star, and he got cut from the Raiders. Who'd have thunk of that? And now they get to play an all-star game, And people were upset because these guys were not out there killing each other. The Raiders. Okay, they weren't killing each other. Well, you know what? At least you got to see their faces. And you got to see your favorite guys out there jumping up and down, having fun. And, it was so you spent a couple of $100 on entertainment to watch your guys play around. Okay, it is what it is. So will they do the same thing next year? I don't know. What do you think? Based upon the fans' feedback on this, I think they're going to have to change this. They're going to have to change it because people are people. If they're going to spend a couple $100 on a couple of hours of entertainment, they're going to have to see some blood, or they're going to go to a UFC fight. That's the way it is. That's it. Okay, so that was the Pro Bowl, and this is Super Bowl weekend. So this Super Bowl week, they're going to be playing down in Arizona. So some of the folks that are watching us on YouTube, or you're probably watching us on Facebook. Matter of fact, I'm going to go over to YouTube right now on one of my other screens here, and I'll share this over in Facebook to see if we've got some folks who are wanting to check out the festivities here in Las Vegas. We've got so much going on here in Vegas. I mean, we've got tailgating, we've got all kinds of parties and stuff like that, and that's really what it should be, because Vegas is like the place where everybody should be at. And so, wait, let me make sure this. There we go. So we hope that you are here in Las Vegas, and not that you're screwing around, because it's windy. Okay, so let me give you a couple of things. If you're here in Vegas right now, and you are looking for things to do, it's windy out right now. It's not going to last forever, but there's so many indoor activities. We've got breweries all over the place. We've got pubs all over the place. We've got indoor, outdoor festivities. There's always something to do in Las Vegas. And this isn't, what is this? What date is today? Today's the 6th. So it's Monday, so you missed First Fridays. First Friday would have been cool because it's a freak show. So you miss First Friday, but we've got museums, we've got riding. There's so much to do. Go out to Red Rock, you can go out to the lake, that kind of stuff. So much to do. And so I encourage you, if you get a chance to go and do anything, just check out Vegas. I mean, there's just tons of stuff to do. You can go flying. Go out to North Las Vegas Airport. Have a great time. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this on my Facebook page, my show. Because a lot of people really like the show. They really do. And some of the people are going, "Hey, Sherman, we haven't seen your show in so long. We want to see your show?" So let me move this really quick here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm moving stuff around here, folks. So I'm so sorry. Once again. Okay, move over there. So what I'm doing is I'm sharing the show. Sorry. There we go. So I'm going to share the show with some of our folks over on our Livin in Vegas page. And because a lot of people have been saying, "Hey, Sherman, we've been missing your show." And so we want to make sure that they don't miss it. Here, there we go. It's better. So we don't want people to miss the show for an inordinate period of time. Okay, so I'm gonna type here really quick. Here's the link to our live show. Okay, and that way people can check it out. Bam. Okay, so they can actually check it out live right now. For those of you who are just joining us on YouTube, I'm Sherman Reed. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. We are a quarterly magazine, and we printed all last year, which was really fun. We're going to really try to get back onto it this year because there's so much cool stuff to do in Las Vegas. I recently just went back to working for the school district, and it's been a long, long time since I've been gone out of the school district. I won't share any information that's been going on in the school district. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. I think that ethically I probably shouldn't do it, and besides that, I don't want to get fired. So I'm just not going to do it. So we'll find out. You'll find out more things that are going on. Let's talk about some else. So, what's this story about? Oh, So remember, I think this happened. What? Gosh, did it happen a few months ago? Yeah. Okay, it did. So code enforcement inspections of more than 30 aging multi-unit and extended stay properties in Las Vegas, spurred by the city's deadliest residential fire in history, has been completed. So what's going on, folks, is we've had a lot of fires here lately, and many of you know. I believe it was one of the area parking garages. Don't quote me on this. I believe it's the Miracle Mile um, down off the strip. Billowing smoke clouds come out of there. Vegas, many years ago, was had a devastating fire over at Bally's, and I believe it was in 75, 76, something like that. And it was a major fire. Don't quote me on the time on that, guys. Please don't quote me on that, because I was in high school. I remember that, and I was in school, high school till '79, so it was during that era. So, but one thing that happened is a lot of people died, and it brought into focus the need to retrofit all these buildings, so that if you have a building that's multi-story, you have to have fire sprinklers all over it. And Vegas is the reason why you did that. That happened nationwide. It wasn't just in Vegas. It was nationwide that fire code just went through the roof. And now, because they saw the danger in this, a lot of people died. And a lot of people died because of smoke inhalation. It wasn't the fire, it was the smoke that got them. And so they didn't get warned. Before that, you just didn't have the fire codes that way. So we continue to have these fires. So city officials this week released the findings of the first year of the hotel motel rental inspection program. And the inspectors looked at 33 buildings that were converted from motels or hotels in downtown between 1931 to 1981. And that was 2,105 residential units. Wow. It's a big one. So this is big. It was a big deal. It was prompted by the deaths of 6 people in a pre-dawn fire in December of 2019 at the Alpine Motel apartments, and more than a dozen were injured. And once again, sometimes it takes that for people to say, "Hey, look, we've got to do something about this because too many people are dying needlessly because of buildings that might have been grandfathered in, buildings that didn't get retrofitted when they should have been retrofitted." And I'm sorry about that. And so they just some things you just have to do to keep people safe. So bravo that they did that. Here's an update also, folks. In other news, that Dropacana. Many of you know about Dropacana. Dropacana is the construction. Oh gosh, what do we want to call this thing? Fiasco. I should call it fiasco. It's they're trying to upgrade the Tropicana overpass, which passes over Las Vegas, or the I-15, which is our major freeway through Vegas. It's actually our only interstate freeway that comes through Las Vegas. Everything else we have is a beltway or something like that. So the bridge was not big enough to accommodate modern day trucks, so they're going to raise the bridge. And for the next couple of years, they're going to be working on this thing, and it's just been a mess. I mean, not just a little mess, it's a big mess. My wife told me, because she works near that area, that she has to leave early now because she works fairly close to Tropicana, and they're even diverting traffic close to where she's at. Yeah, it's so we're just putting it this way: if you have to work in anywhere near the Tropicana area, if you have to work on the Strip, if you have to work in Pahrump, if you have to work in LA, leave early. Don't quit. Wait until the last minute, because if you wait till the last minute and you get diverted, you're going to be late. That's all there is to it. I wish there was an easier way to say this, but you're going to be late to work, and it's your own fault. So stop being late. Just drive like a grandma, like I do. I'm a grandma. I'm a grandpa, but just leave early and don't get caught up in all this other stuff. Okay, let's get to some UNLV stuff because we're running out of time. Lady Rebels blew out Air Force. Come on. We blew out Air Force 98-57. Are you kidding me? That's a spanking. You have to get an extra oomph on there. 98-57. Are you kidding me? Our girls are on fire. I think what's our record now? Wow. Oh, gosh. We're 22-2. That's the Lady Rebels. Okay, the Lady Women's Basketball. Remember, our women's basketball won the Mountain West last season. And looks like we're really close to that. Right now, we're 12-0 in the Mountain West. Yes, folks. I think we might repeat. Also, many of you know that the Las Vegas Aces, our other women's team, won the championship last year for the WNBA. And we just brought in Candace Parker, and we also brought... let me see if I can get to that article, too. So we brought in Candace Parker, and I think we actually got somebody else, too. Who else did we get? I'll have to look for it, folks. I'm going to have to look for it. Oh, Alicia Clark. Oh, my gosh. And we brought in Kayla George. Are you kidding me? What are we doing? Oh. Okay. Can you say repeat? Yes. So we've already got Asia. We've already got Chelsea. We already have Kelsey. We have everybody you need. Okay, we already had everybody you needed, and our coach Becky Hammond says, you know what? We need more. We need more. We want to dominate for the next couple of years. Here's the problem, though, folks. And I always look at the other side too. The amount of money we're spending on these girls, excuse me, I shouldn't say girls, on this team, is it going to be the bang for the buck? Is it going to last us for a few years, or is it going to be a Kyrie Irving thing? Or is it going to be a LeBron James thing where these guys are just here for a week? Okay? That's my issue. Because the phenoms we had before, we beat everybody. Oh, yeah. I personally thought we should have just brought in, what's her name now? Oh, my gosh. I forgot her name now. Oh, I'm forgetting her name. She used to be our center. And, sorry. And I thought if we brought her back, that was it. Because we didn't have a center. We still don't. Because Asia Wilson plays center, but she's not tall enough to be a center. I think she's only 6'7", something like that. Yeah, she's not even that tall. So, but I'm looking really forward to watching the girls this year. And if I could kiss Chelsea Gray on the lips, I would. Oh, yes, I would. Kiss her right on the lips because she's the bomb. She is the glue. I love Asia. I love Kelsey Gray. Or Kelsey, yeah, Kelsey. Chelsea Plum. But I love me some Chelsea Gray. She's the bad girl. I love her. Love her to death. Okay, of course we ran out of time. All right, so we'll be back Wednesday, folks. I'm so sorry we've just run out of time. If you would like to keep up with all things Livin in Vegas, go to our website. Go to livininvegas.com. That's livininvegas.com. Check out all the stuff that we were not able to get on the podcast today, folks. And or you can get on our mailing list. Just send me your contact information to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com. No G. Livininvegas.com. We'd love to keep you up to date on all the things that go on. If you're watching us on our podcast today, and I didn't put, that's what I'm missing. If you didn't see any of our stuff here, I'm so sorry. This is terrible. You didn't see our logos or anything like that, or the lower third, that kind of stuff. That's all right. We'll put it in there later. If you did not, if you missed any of this stuff, folks, get on our mailing list. Send me your contact information to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com, and we will keep you up to date on everything that we do here for the show. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast. We'll see you again Wednesday. We'll talk about the people, the places, trends, and events. that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, think living local and the return of cool. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.